everyone. Welcome to the Paycheck podcast. It's your co-host Gad here.
And it's your boy Curly, your co-host.
And we are doing the FPS tier list.
Now
We're
we
just going to go right down the line here.
we got a lot of games here to go through, and played most of them. I don't know about you. I think
I took a cursory scan of this. I would say I played a really fair amount of these.
yeah, there's some of the older ones that I've played, but that's in strict quotes. I've played them in my lifetime, but I cannot tell you. Like Unreal Tournament, looking here, I
Yeah.
can't tell you how it was because I was a child.
Yeah, I feel that on some of the like Time Splitters.
Oh, I played the balls out. I'll got you on Time Splitters.
All right.
I'll cover Time Splitters solely because that game. We'll get
Perfect.
into it later, but yeah, that's a game.
Perfect. All right, well, why don't we just go down the line then, starting with Alien Isolation.
I'm gonna be real with you. I googled it before getting into here, and
Uh-huh.
can tell you I've never played it, never heard of it. I love Alien as a franchise, so it gets a little points for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna have to give it a not played because I've never played it.
Yeah, so I'm in the same boat. I haven't played it either. However, I do know a weird amount about this game because it is a horror game, and the AI that is controlling the alien that you're actively hiding and trying to avoid and get away from. This, like, the AI on the alien was super smart and ahead of its time and actually tracked how the player was avoiding it and would over time get way better at being like a potential threat throughout the
So
game.
this was machine learning before machine learning was the thing, as you were telling me.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it was really comprehensive. Like, I think what they did was they programmed it in with, I think it was worded like with two brains.
What?
Yeah, like it was one, I forgot exactly how they went about doing it, but one of them was essentially learning how you avoided, and then I think the other one was, I'm sure I'm not going to get this right, but I think the other one was just basic difficulty things like the way it moves, how fast it was going, and how it would enter rooms and things of that nature. But yeah, haven't played, so I wish.
Yeah, based on what you said, I give that shit a B or an A, but
Yeah.
I can't out of the nature of the
No, we
tier
gotta
list.
be we gotta be true to the folks at home here. Can't.
And so yeah, I'm good with not played.
Okay.
And looking down here, we got the kill zones coming up. I'm just gonna tap out here. I've never played any kill zones.
I'm gonna do a quick Google here
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like I might have played.
Oh, there's a Killzone Shadows Fall. That's a PlayStation exclusive. So most of the PlayStation exclusives I'm gonna have to tap out on
Okay,
Xbox as well.
so PlayStation 2 Killzone. I'm gonna throw into not played. Killzone 2 I actually did play
Mm-hmm.
as a youngin, and to be honest, it was such a generic shooter, and I remember it was cool because I felt if this has to no Resistance was the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, forget it. I think Killzone's going to not played,
All
man.
right, Killzone not played. Sorry, poor advertising. We'll just boil that down to.
Yep, yep.
Resistance Fall of Man. So you had some words to say about this.
This is the one, yes, because I felt like the aliens were. I was young, to be clear, so this was released to PlayStation 3,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought this game was so badass because it came free with your PlayStation.
So I had a PlayStation 3, never played this game.
Okay, so yeah, I played the absolute hell out of this because I don't know, I don't know if the people at home remember, but PlayStation 3s when they hit the market, they were pretty penny.
Yep. They were
And
expensive.
so
But so do you know why? It's because the PlayStation 3 when it was a release, it had the hardware for a PS2 because they didn't have emulation software that could run on that PlayStation 3 hardware. So to become
what?
yeah, yes. So that in order to play PlayStation 2 games on it, they had to have the hardware of the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 3, and that's why it was so expensive at release.
Wow, I actually did not know that.
Yep. And that's why they stopped being, what's the word? Reverse compatible? That's not the word.
Yeah. No, I
Something
think
like that.
yeah. I think I
That's
get where
what.
you're
That's why they
going.
stopped doing that, because they got the shits of adding all that hardware into the PlayStation 3. So like, you know what? Can't play PlayStation 2 games on this anymore after a certain.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I'm gonna say this about Resistance. I can't actually tell you like or think of a real scene from that game. I just remember being like in awe of like the coolness factor and the new hardware and all that stuff. So
Yeah,
I don't think I could give it anything more than a D because all it
I'll
had
follow you
was
with the.
yeah, all it had was the cool factor. Resistance 2 I didn't even play, so obviously I wasn't all that roped in.
Yeah, I've not played Resistance 2.
All right, now we're at Crisis.
Crisis. They were. I'd never played Crisis 3. Crisis 1 and 2 to me
Uh
were
huh.
very good.
Okay.
They're. I mean, they were just solid shooters at the time. It was like straight right out of high school for me that I remember playing Crisis 2. Crisis was in high school. I didn't play as much Crisis. I was busy dealing with, high school drama, boners, and, all that.
Right. Absolutely.
But then Crisis 2, I remember actually digging into and playing that game. It had a solid portrayal. I think it got overshadowed by other games that were coming out around that time.
Right.
If I had to rate Crisis and Crisis 2, I think I'd give them both a B.
Okay. Okay. Um.
And now
So
huh?
go ahead.
My nostalgia may be coming into that too a little bit. Like they just because remember
Perfect.
playing them. Yeah.
That's actually exactly what I wanted to get from you because I played all three Crisis games recently, like within the last year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't played them in like probably 8 years. Whenever they came out.
So I think I can't so much speak to how much of an innovation or cultural phenomenon it was, but there's another thing before I get into, or maybe before we jump into gameplay. It
Mm-hmm.
Crisis, and correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't it like the benchmark of all benchmark tests on how crazy and cool you could run
Oh,
Crisis?
it was a rough time. Yeah. Yeah,
Like I know the
you
graphics
could
even till now are still
yeah, you could the how beautiful the game was insane. And
yeah.
I don't think it can still come up to the what it deserves.
I'm with you there.
I think it's like this might be a hot take, but I think it's like if Halo had an insane graphics engine as far as the single player mode went.
Oh, okay. I'll say this. I don't know how many games at that time were implementing the amount of like this game. I'm sure when it came out was like the pinnacle of badassery. Was it around the
Yeah.
time of Halo?
No, this is post Halo. I mean, it depends when you call Halo. Some
Yeah.
people, I think of Halo 1 when people think of Halo,
Okay.
which was like 2000 ish, 2001, 2002.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
think
too.
2001. I don't remember. I know Christmas 2001, my neighbor got it, and I went over to play it, and it was
Oh,
amazing.
yeah. You're exactly right. November
Yeah,
15th,
because
2001.
that was like 2000. That was 9/11. It was right after all of that. We played Halo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
I
that coming
remember
up in a
it.
documentary I watched, but
Yeah, and that I don't know if that had to do with my love. I love Halo. I don't play it anymore, but when those games come up, I might rate them higher than.
that's fair. That's fair. So, what are we thinking for Crisis 1?
I gave them both a B. Crisis 1 and Crisis 2.
Okay, and I'm actually right in line with that because I will say, like, the gameplay is super cool. And, like, if you want to
Hmm.
play at higher difficulties and using all of, like, the power ups and using the I think it was stuff that was attached to your suit, like the augments or something like that. I feel
Hmm.
like that's super cool, and I really appreciate that. And it seems like I didn't get deep into the story, so I don't think either of us can really speak to that. But I do think that it was a dope game, had its heyday, and I would concur. I think
I
B tier.
respect these. Yeah, I respect these early games that are trying to meld RPG and FPS
Yep.
before it's like really viable to do.
Yep.
Like they don't really have a platform to do it, but they do it, and I think for early games, Crisis did it pretty decently.
Yeah. No, I'm exactly in line with that.
Though I think other games on this list did it better, but we haven't gotten it.
Fair enough. Crisis 3 was.
I put it not played. I never played Crisis. I only played Crisis and Crisis 2.
Yeah, I played Crisis 3, and I'll just say it's more Crisis. That's really all I have to say
So is
about
that
it.
a D? You're giving a D?
Yeah, I don't
I
feel
mean,
like it pushed anything for me. Like I kind of got the wow factor after I played Crisis 1,
yeah.
which
Once
by
you
the way,
Crisis,
go ahead.
no. Once you Crisis, yeah, I feel like you already Crisis enough.
Right, you're already a Chrysalis. There's no
Hmm.
further. You don't need to go any further down that road. And just for the people at home, I do want to say if you have Origin access, you can play all three of these games, but you will need to jump through hoops to be able to run Crisis 1 because there is some serious incompatibility issues in modern hardware. So
Yeah, and I want to thank our sponsor Origin for
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just kidding.
Shouts out to Origin.
Yeah, shout out, big sponsor, huge sponsor coming in here.
All right, so I guess that puts the Crisis games to rest.
All right, please tell me you played Dying Light.
I played a demo of it.
I'm in a very similar boat. I've not played much, but I've heard very good things.
Again, I think for me, I'm just like I'm not. The
Is
zombie
that
genre takes a lot for me to really
is that a
have.
zombie game? I thought it was a post. Well, I guess it's similar. I consider it more like Fallout esque.
See, I couldn't get into, I couldn't tap into that part of it. It made me just feel
What?
like more
Yeah,
zombie
okay.
than post-apocalyptic setting.
I know where Fallout falls in your heart, but when I hear zombies, I immediately think Left 4 Dead, and it's hard
Same.
for me to compare. Like, Dying
It's
Light,
almost unfair when you do that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Okay.
to say that's a zombie game, I don't know. Maybe it is. I said, I mean, it is zombies. Okay, the first thing on Steam is zombies. All right. Yeah, like I said, I've not played much of this game. It's got great reviews, overwhelmingly positive.
I almost feel like I want to throw my hands up on this one and like I almost don't feel like I want to give it a rating because again I don't feel my when I say I played the demo I played like maybe 30 minutes like I don't know if I can
You're
do
over my time on it. Yeah, that's
okay
not played for me for sure.
I'm good on that not played Time
And,
Splitters 2
oh my God, talk about
this is what I'm excited to talk about with
yeah.
you
So Time Splitters 2, I played this with my cousins on family reunions.
uh-huh
You know, I didn't have online accessibility, so like Easter we get together. We'd be like, all right, what game we're playing? And they said we're playing Time Splitters. So I'd practice. I'm talking to OG Time Splitters, not Time Splitters. So I practiced Time Splitters because they said Time Splitters.
right
And then the Christmas we get back together because we were a 2 year to each other family. I get together with them for Christmas, and they're like, you guys been playing Time Splitters too?" I'm like, "Nope, I've been playing Time Splitters."
oh snap
Like,
I just realized there's a problem with this list
huh?
Time Splitters is on this list. It's further down. I think Time Splitters 2 accidentally crept its way up. So do we
Oh,
want
I
to?
don't. That's weird. Let's move Time Splitters up to in front of. So yeah,
Okay.
let's move it right in front. So we're
Yeah, yeah,
doing
yeah.
both right now. So
Perfect.
Time Splitters,
Right.
I played so much. I played for months just because I want to be my cousin. So in this
Right.
game, it's like you're a guy who is getting forced the multiplayer. You're a guy that's getting forced into a certain time period. So you're like Soviet Russia, you know, you're fighting Nazis, whatever time period you get put into. That's kind of what it is. So every story is a different time, and that's where it gets the name. But the multiplayer, it's like you could play as a monkey, you could play some crazy stuff, and then it was just amazing
Yeah.
the multiplayer aspect of it at the time.
Yeah, I think I have a very similar remembrance. And again, I do think I played both of these. I'm not exactly sure, but I really enjoyed just split screening with my friends when I was younger on this game. Like it was a grand time, dude.
That was
So
amazing,
fun.
yeah. And so I am personally giving Time Splitters 2 an S because it was things.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was everything Time Splitters wanted to be and more. And Time Splitters are moving an A. Even though I played it a lot more, when I came and played Time Splitters 2 with my cousins on Christmas,
Right.
everything felt natural. It felt like the same game. There's just more to do. And that's what sequels should be. You know?
I can no, I'm right with you. I mean, I'm honestly I'm okay with Time Splitters 2 being S because that game was so much fun. The characters were cool.
The
Yeah.
character's cool, story was cool, multiplayer was cool. It was a time when online gaming was like blooming, like it was just starting, and it was
Yep.
beautiful to have that accessibility. As a kid playing that game,
Yep.
teenager. I think it was.
Now I'm definitely on board with that. Okay.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal time.
The next thing we're about to run into is Call of Duty's being out of order, and frankly, I don't want to try and parse them all. So I think we should just keep going in order at this point.
Yeah,
I was
Call of
trying to group
Duty's.
franchises, but
I'm just throwing them at the bottom, the list until we get to
the
more of them.
the first three.
hmm
Yeah, so oh, you know what? I don't think I actually played either of these three. I think that was the phase where I stopped playing Call of Duty, so that works out. So
Which is that Modern Warfare 1? Is that the first one on there?
Call of Duty Ghosts, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and then
Yeah, and
Call of
then
Duty Infinity something? Infinity
oh,
Ward?
Infinite Warfare. Okay, yeah, I've played none of those.
I saw gameplay for Infinite Warfare. I think I was like a freshman in college, and it looked so ridiculous to me because I hadn't really hardcore played a Call of Duty game since like Modern Warfare 2 or something like
Yeah,
that.
I have a lot of words to say about the Call of Duty franchise as a whole, but we can hold them
Okay, yeah,
till later.
let's wait till we get to maybe one that's more relevant. So
All right,
I'm gonna throw my hands up for Doom and Doom 2.
you've ever played them?
No,
Okay,
I'm
so
not to say
Doom's.
I played them like maybe one level, but like it,
If you're not giving
yeah,
Doom an S, it's insane. It's so good. It was one of the first FPS experiences I've ever had on the Super Nintendo playing Doom.
right,
Just run around like I don't know what I was doing. I didn't even know I couldn't read, when I was playing this game.
right.
But I was running around shooting these guys, these zombies or whatever. I thought they were zombies. They called them zombies growing up. And then Doom 2. I feel like that's also an S. I can't not give that an S.
Well, and not to mention like after these two Doom games, before even the whole franchise was revived, like that was a cultural phenomenon. Like Doom guy was popping up, I feel like everywhere in other games. He'd
Oh
make a
yeah,
character here, he'd make a feature there, like
Doom guy
uh,
was popping up. People were modding Doom. Did you? So there's a Bible game that modded Doom where you walked around. I don't remember what the concept was. I don't know if you were a shepherd and you were shooting sheep to capture them. I don't remember what the concept was, but there was one of those like offshoot Bible games that was made on the Doom engine, and that's just speaking volumes on that as a model. I feel like.
yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, the model works. That's why people miss Doom for so long.
Now let's talk about Doom, the remake, or
Yep.
not remake, but what would you call it?
The revival? I don't know.
Revival, revival. That's a good term.
Just to be clear, make sure we're on the same page. Doom 1, Doom 2, S tier.
I put them both S tier.
Perfect. Okay, so yeah, modern Doom, Doom 2016, all of its subtitles.
I
What did
just,
you think of this in comparison to your
I think it's a solid shooter,
okay.
and I don't think it added anything to what I remember from Doom. It was cool. You know, there's
Right.
a lot of things coming at you at once. It was a very fast-paced shooter. I
Right.
likes me a fast-paced shooter, especially nowadays.
Right.
Um, Story-wise, I feel like it's kind of bland. I mean, it's like basic, you know, like your cookie cutter bad guys are here storyline.
Okay.
And I can't say contribute much. I have to give it a B. That's where I'm feeling at. How are you feeling about it?
Whoa. Okay. So I'll say this. I don't have any, and I'm not saying that you're guilty of this, but I never had like a real nostalgia feeling for Doom. You
Oh,
know,
I
because
have a huge nostalgia for Doom. Yeah.
right. So when it came to this to me was like, okay, I get to try this maybe and more modernized. And I understand that again, it has probably lost some of its novelty because, as you were saying before, the first Doom game was something people wanted to like reuse and repurpose because of how I guess just badass the model was,
How
you know, and how
impactful it
new
was.
it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, when I played this Doom, I had a goddamn blast. I started. So, just for the viewers at home, my download speed is terrible. But I started downloading this game at like 11 p.m. and it was done at like whatever, 12 something. And I stayed up and played this game for maybe 6 hours. Like, not even gonna lie. I had such a blast. So much so that a few months ago, I even replayed the whole thing on a higher difficulty.
Mm-mm. You know, I can imagine the initial burst of joy with this game. I mean, it's joyous. You know,
It really is.
it's a
Like, it's
great
so
time.
satisfying. There's a reason
Yeah.
they call those kills glory kills. It's because you
Mm.
just feel like
Yeah, you feel great.
yeah, you feel somewhere between like a Spartan and like a Marine. Like, it's just such badassery. And you're killing. I see what you're saying about the story. Like you're killing demons. Demons in
Right.
every game
Demons
since
exist, and you're here to kill them.
right.
Kind of what it boils down to.
That being said, I do kind of like how this game ended and how it's setting up for Doom Eternals, which maybe at some point
Yeah.
one of us
Even
will be able to review that and add
yeah,
it
in our
somewhere.
lifetime, it's gonna come out.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
on it, yeah, I guess for me,
Are we gonna give it an A? Do you
I
wanna?
want to give it an A.
All
I
right, we'll
had
give it an A. We'll give
such
it
a
an A. I can
blast
give
with
it an
it.
A. Yeah, we'll give it an A.
And again, there's gonna be it's our opinion. This is subjective, but I just think
Well,
if
it
you
should
ever
be
want
a
to,
definitive subjective fin list or
okay,
tier list based
tier
on our
list.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel that, and I think that for me, if you just want to go in and smash a bunch of demons in the face and feel like a bona fide badass about it, this is the game that you want to get. I don't know what the price point is anymore, but it's a good time.
That's probably cheap. I mean, especially around sales. I can't
Yeah,
imagine paying more than 15, $20 for it nowadays.
yeah,
It's
true,
oldish.
true. So moving on to Counter Strike. Is this Go?
Yeah, it's CS:GO.
Okay. Yeah.
Are
Oh, it's right there.
we doing the other CS go the other CS on top of it?
Probably a good idea. Let me
Okay,
see if where that is in this list.
it's got to be on here somewhere because that
Yeah, they're
holds
at the
a
bottom.
much closer spot in my heart is the old CS, the CS:GO. I mean, is there two CS:GOs on here?
There
Am I
is. I just found one at the
okay?
bottom and I'm
Yeah.
pulling it up.
Okay. So Counter Strike Source. Let's talk about Source.
Okay.
Source was kind of my entry into PC gaming. It wasn't exactly, but it kind of compounded on what I know about PC gaming.
Okay.
Um, it got me to get into Steam. I got Steam because of it. Can we delete this? I have too many CS:GOs on here. I'm putting one in not played. There's two. I don't know why there's
Yeah,
two
I
on
just
there.
pulled mine to the bottom, so I'm just gonna remember when we get to the end of this.
Yeah. Okay. But
So Source, yeah, I kind of had a
sort.
similar experience. I had never played a game on PC until my cousin had it on his, and I tried it, and I just played against bots every day.
Yeah, and the Source engine's smooth. Like it's different. It's
Of
a different
course,
engine, but it's
right?
it's definitely smooth. Like it's not pretending to not be what it is.
No, I
Like
agree.
by what I mean by that is like they don't edit things out because they don't want you to understand the spray pattern of
Right,
whatever gun you have. You know,
right.
it exists. You have that information, and you can learn how to combat it. I like that. You know, it's
Yeah.
awesome to have in a multiplayer game
Oh,
that
for
that sense
sure.
of like ability, that skill you can just get over someone else, which doesn't exist much anymore. Like it's all like just who can
Right,
shoot someone the fastest most of the time.
right. I'm with that. So
I'm uh
I know I think you're going
I
where I
was
want you
I
to
was
go.
gonna give it I'm down for giving Source an S, and I don't have enough experience with Go. Where how are your thoughts on that?
I do think Counter Strike Source should be an S. And again, I think it's working on my nostalgia factor. It was the first PC game that I played, and I had
It's
such a
working on
blast with it.
everyone's nostalgia factor. Anyone that played games
Yeah,
on the PC between the years 2000 to 2020
no brainer.
has played that game. Yeah,
Yeah, so
it's a phenomenal. Yeah,
it really is. So that being said, CS. So did you play Condition Zero? I honestly couldn't tell you if I got to play it at any
what
point.
is Condition Zero? Can you explain that?
I think it must have been the second iteration of, or the thing that came after Counter Strike Source.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. Okay, so there was like a release. I've not played most of these. There's like offshoots of Counter Strike games. So that's not even using the Source engine. That's using the old engine. You're talking about down here by COD 4.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's what it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've never played it.
Okay, so I'm good with that. Not played. So for CS:GO, I played a good amount of hours in it, and honestly, there's not a lot to say about it. It's more Counter Strike,
Yeah, it
and
exists as a Counter Strike alternative.
right, and it's polished,
It's
and
yeah. I won't say it's not polished. I just haven't played much of it.
yeah, I mean, I've had a good time with it, and this is as someone who played Counter Strike when they were 10 on Source, and then I think the first time I played Go was like senior year of high school, and I had a good time with it, and I wasn't even really into all of the spray patterns and the little quirks that it has when compared to other FPS games, but
Yeah, it's
it's
interesting how that
solid.
it comes out. Yeah, it is solid.
I'm inclined to give it. I guess for me, I almost want to give it a B.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll definitely give it a B. That's a lot lower than I thought. I thought you were going A. I was
I
gonna
was
hesitate on giving it an A, but I'll give it a B for you for sure. I
Yeah, I
think
mean,
it
I
deserves
consider
a
it the
B.
A category because it is a good game, but to me, it didn't push the envelope any
You know
further.
what? I'm gonna play devil's advocate for you right now. I
Okay.
think how competitively it is right now. I think there's still tournaments that go on with it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like it'd be hard to not give it an A with everything that's going on with it.
yeah. I guess a part of me is also feeling like we're not gonna have a lot of low tier games, but yeah, no,
No, we will. It's a big.
Oh no, you're
It's
right.
yeah. It's a
Actually,
big list.
I just saw a game that is
I
gonna
think it's
take a
A.
beating in a second. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gonna go A. I was hesitant, but I think you're right. To be fair, it is a solid game. There's a competitive scene, and it hasn't really died since it came out. So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're not giving it justice, but I don't think we're engulfed in enough.
y-
I'm not. I know that, but
yeah, no, we're not knee deep in the Counter Strike.
yeah. All right.
So next is Overwatch.
Okay. So nostalgia,
Uh huh.
fucking huge.
Yep.
I've met a lot of people playing Overwatch. Gameplay, it's rough, you know. Toxic community. constantly going through balance patches, trying to fix their game, and then it'll release someone who breaks the game, and they'll have to rebalance. Um, it's a hard one to judge, man.
See, that's like I actually had to just look back at what our criteria was because I had to really think about what I want to say when it comes to this game
Yeah, no,
because
so for innovation,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's decent, but I don't think it's as good as people think because it had been done before. Like the
Didn't Lawbreakers
class-based
come out?
multiplayer.
Didn't
I
Lawbreakers
don't
come
know
out?
about Lawbreakers.
I'm not saying it
I,
was a good game, but it came out right before Overwatch,
it
did
did
it
come
not?
out. No, well, there's a whole debacle about that. And I know when it came out, people were saying Overwatch was in development before that. Lawbreakers saw development progress and copied that and released before Overwatch based on their model.
Uh huh.
And I know there's that controversy. My thing with Overwatch is class-based FPSs already existed.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
TF2 is the biggest one that comes to mind, but there's
True.
other ones. And I think innovation still is pretty high,
Yeah.
even with that said,
Yeah.
because it wasn't popularized. People played
No.
TF2 to get more hats. I played a lot of TF2. TF2 was like one of my FPSs of choice pre WoW.
Right. Okay.
So I think if Overwatch doesn't deserve, okay, so let's think about this in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Overwatch has a competitive scene,
Yes.
has professional teams
Yes.
based in locations. Yeah,
Right.
I like the Philly team.
Right.
There's all kinds of teams all over the world. I feel bad not giving it at least an A.
So I have another reason why I think it should go A, and that's because of how much people who don't even play Overwatch love the characters.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like, talk about a
Porn.
cultural phenomenon? Like,
Let's talk
come
about the
on.
porn for Overwatch. Like some of the characters are top 10
I did
on
see.
on Pornhub and
Yeah, yeah.
2020.
No. I saw
From
that. I'm not sure where I saw that
2019.
statistic, but yeah,
Yeah,
no.
some of the characters. I just mean, good for them. The people that like getting off to them. Great, that's awesome. I'm glad you
Sure.
found an outlet for your whatever you need to get. But
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean,
I
it
don't think
has
it makes a
invaded a
good
lot of
game.
the
But it's
medias.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I'm good with it. I mean, again, I don't play this game anymore. I had my fun with it. I still
Right.
play Lucio Ball, and Lucio Ball is so much fun.
But
But
we can't argue that it didn't push forward the class based
no, yes,
FPS.
yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't have any reason to say that because I agree. I think it tightened up a lot of things, did a few things really well, and if you're into those kinds of games and it requires a lot of teamwork and people really working together and communicating, I feel
Right.
like we should just clip our friend who is on comms while we're all in Discord, just calling everything out. She's one
Yeah.
behind barrier, come behind
Yep.
barrier,
Yep. Yep.
barrier's broken. Like, it's just so much. Like, it's a good time if it's your thing. So, with all of that in mind, Overwatch gets an A. So, we
All
got
right. So
Titanfall now.
I'm gonna tell you, I played a little bit of Titanfall,
Titanfall 1 or Titanfall 2?
both,
Okay. I have
and
no expertise here, so you have the floor.
okay. I love the mech genre. I fucking love mech warriors. I love BattleTech, and I don't think Titanfall fits in those.
How did
But
it play? I'm just curious, because a lot of people say that Apex is almost like a carbon copy minus.
it's literally the same engine,
Yeah. Okay.
so it was cool. Okay, so if you're comparing Apex to other FPSs based on the engine of Titanfall, that's awesome. But if you're comparing the Titanfall engine based on other mech-based shooters, I think it was too fast for what it was worth.
Interesting. Okay.
When I think a lot of mechs, I think slow fights,
Yeah, yeah. That's
It's
why I
like,
was curious, because when I think of mech and mech suits, I think of a bulkiness that I feel when I'm trying to move around and
yeah,
make decisions. Okay.
yeah. So
I like where your
these
head's
games
at.
are great.
Yeah.
They're great, but I don't. I think I'm gonna upset a lot of people. I think they're C for me because I love the mech
Average.
genre, but
Uh-huh.
I want the mech genre to be mechs. I don't want it to be these super fast,
Right.
unstoppable,
Right. You're not
armor-ridden,
talking about cyborgs, you're
speedy.
talking about mechs,
Right,
like people
right.
inside of large suits of robotic armor. Okay.
And I think when the person makes the decision in the mech, it should take time. And I think
Yes.
BattleTech did a great job of proving that. I don't think
Okay.
BattleTech's on this list because they've never been an FPS.
Right. Naturally.
But I'm going C with both Titanfall 2 and Titanfall 1.
I'm good with that. Now we get to Call of Duty 2.
That is a nostalgia trip for me.
Yep, me too. And I had so much fun with that game, dude. I had so much
Dude,
fun with that game.
I'm telling you, man, it was like that. You want to play COD 2? No. All right, we're playing Halo. You want to play
Right.
Halo? Nope. All right, we're playing
Playing
COD
COD
2.
2. Yep. No, I'm right there with you. Like, and I think at the time Call of Duty 2 was on PlayStation 2, right? Or am I?
Mm-hmm. No,
Yeah,
no, you're right.
I had such a good time with it, and I thought that like they did, and I'm sure like when we get to Medal of Honor, there's gonna be a lot of discrepancies here. But for me, Call of Duty 2 was such a cool way to explore like World War II, even in the story. So I really
Yeah.
liked it, and I thought it was awesome. And I remember one snow map in particular. My friend and I were just 1v1 for hours, and I loved it.
Oh, I do know so many. But yeah, I agree. What are you rating that?
I'm inclined to put it at A. I don't remember it being a perfect game or changing my life, but it was a really fun game. It was a good time,
Now I'm
and
gonna vote for you B tier, and I think Call of Duty 3 deserves the A tier. If
okay.
if you can follow, I think
I'm gonna pull
Call
Call
of
of
Duty
Duty
2 is
3 up.
awesome, but I think Call of Duty 3 just compounded on what Call of Duty 2 was.
That's fair, and I also feel like that's when sequels actually did that. You know.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
Sequels are bullshit nowadays.
I
Anyway,
I'm good with that. So Call
yeah.
of Duty 2 B and then Call of Duty 3 A.
Let's wait till we get to Call of Duty 3. I
I
think,
pulled it to
unless
I just pulled it to the front. I feel like it's
all
worth
right,
doing because they were
yeah,
both
let's
in the
talk
same
about it. Yeah,
era.
okay. So I think it deserves A. It just
Okay.
took what Call of Duty 2 was doing and it just brought it to the forefront. It was all improvements.
Yeah.
I can't think of any negatives between playing Call of Duty 2, playing Call of Duty 3.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't play. I only played these games split screen, and I had a lot more time on COD 2, so I feel like I'm inclined to give this an A because I played this a few times and it was good. I think Call of Duty 2 just had a higher nostalgia factor, just due to
Okay.
sheer hours. But Call of Duty 3
Yeah.
can definitely go A because I do agree. I think games, and this game in particular, was better than the previous iteration, and just tightened up the things that people liked about the previous game. Go figure. That's what people should do.
Right.
So now we're at Wolfenstein. This is another. You're gonna notice a theme with me when it comes to Bethesda
I love
related.
Bethesda.
Yeah, man, I do too.
Bethesda's a local company to me.
Oh, that's true. I always forget that they're in Mary.
But
Yeah,
yeah, and I think Wolfenstein 2 is phenomenal.
I agree.
The
I mean, 100% I agree.
Who doesn't want to kill Nazis? What more do you get? Like, how the fuck can you get a game better than that?
Oh yeah, no, and I'm with you, man. I think Wolfenstein 2 is super fun. I played it on the 360, and I had an absolute blast. And I think everyone has their own taste when it comes to story mode and what they want out of a story. But to me, I felt compelled to crush every goddamn Nazi I saw in that game. So
They were
it gave me
fucked,
what I
yeah.
needed. It gave me what I
Yeah,
needed as far as the story goes. Wolfenstein
absolutely.
2, and the pacing was really fun because at times you were like maybe being a little sneakier, maybe trying to get through somewhere undetected, and then other times, you were armed to the teeth just blasting dudes with like two shotguns or something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that it has a Doom vibe, but minus the ridiculousness, because you definitely get a lot more punished, and the challenge I think was good too in those games. So I'm inclined to give this Wolfenstein 2. I think for me is B or A tier.
I could definitely give Wolfenstein 2 in the A tier.
Okay, we're good on that one then.
What about one?
Wolfenstein. This is the New Order. So I think that actually
Is
this
that
came after.
okay? Yeah, I've not played that.
Okay.
That's why I was confused about all of the things that were having this thumbnail.
Yeah. So I played this one, and I just feel like it was. I mean, it was fun. I think there were more. It didn't feel as fresh. I'll say that. It felt like more Wolfenstein, which is what I ordered. I also played this on PC, so
Right.
different platform.
It sounds like a C.
Yeah, like I guess yeah, it wasn't super memorable. Nothing to me really changed. I will give it credit for story because I think it really did a lot of legwork leading up to the most recent iteration. Let me make sure I'm not mixing this one up.
No, I think
Wolfenstein.
you're right. I think you're right.
I think
Because
there was a more
I've.
recent one after this.
Oh, there could be. It
The New
might be later.
Colossus. The New
Oh,
Colossus
that.
is the one I played
Oh,
after that. So yes, that's I'm gonna say this is C tier for me.
okay. I agree.
All right, this is another fun
Okay.
section for I think
We're
both of
gonna.
us.
Yeah, you want to talk about epitome of storyline?
Oh baby, oh baby.
Scripts have been written and produced as a movie
Uh-huh.
and are still not a better story than BioShock.
I completely agree, dude. This.
Like, it's
Dude, do you remember the
BioShock.
opening scene on the
Oh my
airplane with the
god, yeah,
cigarette
when
and
you
he has the
crash
letter?
down. Oh my
Oh
god,
man,
it's fucking phenomenal. You can't beat it.
it's so
BioShock
good.
1 has one of the best storylines of all time in FPS. You just can't,
You
you
heard it
can't
here
front
first,
that.
folks. Well,
I'm
probably not
telling you.
first, but I agree. No, I agree. It really is top tier for me. I love this
BioShock, if
game.
BioShock doesn't get an S, I'm gonna cut both of my testicles off right now.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah, so
Beat the
that's an S.
testes, brother. It's
Put
an
that
S.
shit in the
I
S.
don't even think we have to go much further. Between like there was like horror-esque and scary elements. There was this awesome balance of both like using your powers, using the terrain.
There wasn't
Story has
much
been
more
setting
you
up.
could get out of an FPS at the time.
Yeah, no, this blew
It
me
was
out of the.
numbers. Atlas was a phenomenal character with best
Yes,
characters. Like, it
yes.
was so good.
I agree. No, I completely agree.
Atlas was one of the greatest characters of the 2010s. Like, what are we calling this time period? 20s to 2010s. Is there a name for that?
2000s?
The 2000s? Is that
Yeah,
what it is?
I guess so.
That's
Yeah, I'll
lame.
go with
I hope
that.
that's what they're going with. They're all lame anyway.
Yeah, but I'm with you 100%. I
Then
just
Bioshock 2,
is that the one where you were in the Big
you
Daddy
could
suit?
pilot the daddy suit, yeah.
Okay, so I actually didn't play this one because at the time I was so disappointed that I was gonna play as a Big Daddy.
Why
I
were
would
you disappointed?
I guess to me like I always liked I was obviously I was a little younger when I was playing these games. I think now I would actually want to try and give it a spin to see just what it was like and maybe how the story and things like that were.
You
But
should give it a spin. It's an A. I'm
yeah,
giving it an A right now, yeah.
Okay.
Story, the continuity it gives towards its brother is Bioshock One.
Uh huh.
It's unbeatable. Like there's no other game that transitions as well.
Yeah.
And like I understand what you're saying, but you start Bioshock, you end Bioshock One as whatever you think you are,
Right.
and then you join Bioshock Two as that, and then you become something different, and then join it. I don't know. It's great pacing. I feel like as a it can't get
You mean
less
as
than
far
an
as
A.
narrative goes?
Yeah,
The
as far
pacing?
as overall narrative between the two games.
Okay. I'm. I mean, I'm good with that. Again, I'm gonna throw my hands up and say, like, for me, I didn't obviously give this one a shot.
And
Which
Bioshock Infinite,
that I did play 100%.
I played some.
Uh, so I guess I want to give credit right off the bat because I do have very strong feelings about the story of this game. I want to start out by saying I like the fact that they took things away from the essentially Atlantis type setting
Mm,
and they decided to go essentially the opposite. They went up in the air with big, air balloon type city. Like,
right.
I'm sure I feel like there's a Greek myth that I should be referencing right now, but I don't know. Some city in the clouds. Anyways, it was really cool. It looked really pretty. And as far as gameplay goes, I think the gameplay was I think it was fun and satisfying at times. Uh, and I think maybe this is where you should chime in because I'm gonna go hard on the story once we get past the gameplay.
Okay.
So what did you think?
I enjoyed Bioshock Infinite. I liked the change of pace as the previous Bioshocks. I don't think it was warranted necessarily.
Okay.
Like, like
What do you
if
mean
I
by that?
was like, if I was to play Bioshock 2 and then go right into Bioshock Infinite, I'm like, where the fuck did this come from? I don't know any of this, like, backstory, kind of, so
Okay.
to speak. Like, it just came from nowhere.
Okay. Um. Yeah. So actually, that's a perfect segue because there is some connection between the Bioshock 1 and 2 and then Bioshock Infinite.
I believe it.
You just really don't hit those notes until way later in the game. And the way later in the game, the ending, and say it what you will, I'm not going to make this a spoiler thing, but I'm just going to say that I think some people really enjoyed the way this game ended. For me personally, I am someone who wants to feel one of two things when I'm at the end of a game. Either one, I want to feel so damn excited about the next iteration that I'm already looking up when or if it's under development.
Right.
This game did not do that for me whatsoever.
Oh,
And
you should have, yeah.
and then the other scenario when it comes to game endings, I want to feel like a sense of completion or like the full arc. Like we've done a full arc and here we are, and wow, this is what it's all led up to. And I didn't get that either.
I
And
could agree.
I just, do you know the ending? I'm not. I mean, again, we're not gonna make this a spoiler
No,
filled
I
thing,
don't
but
think we should talk about the ending.
okay. Well, I was curious on where you're coming
I
from.
don't know the ending of
Okay.
Bioshock Infinite.
Okay. Well, I won't go into it, but all I'll say is that the for all the good things I had to say about this game, if I was just doing this based on the story, I would have thrown this right into the D or C,
Uh,
straight up. But I do think the gameplay, I think the graphics, I think it looks really cool and it's a good. You'll
I
have
think
fun
after
playing it.
I think after everything you said is a C. Because
Okay.
you said D right after story. They're
Yep.
talking about graphics and all that. C,
Yep.
but that's been done. So I think C is
Right.
a solid category.
Yep.
I don't know.
No, I agree. I'm glad that's where we fell with that. All right, now, dun 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 dun, Half-Life.
Talk about a story for the ages.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
I mean, the story for Half-Life, it doesn't get much better. I can't think of a single FPS I don't. There's no FPS that's got a better story than Half-Life. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I'm right with you, and I think another thing that I find so impressive is that you're playing a protagonist who does not say a word.
He doesn't say a word. Even in
And
Half-Life 2, which
right,
is also a phenomenal FPS, and he
right,
doesn't say a word.
right. And the only other time that I found, at least in this era of games, because I've gone back and played some games from this time, I find that for you to have a silent protagonist, you're either in like the Doom realm, like the protagonist should have nothing to say. They should just be
Right.
a killing machine and here to save the world with, no words necessary. Half-Life, however, isn't an RPG. In truth, like you're not, or I should say, you're not making decisions. This isn't like a silent text thing.
Nah.
It's wordless, but it's perfect. And the story is, I mean, I feel like everyone who owns a PC and has or just has access to play Half-Life and Half-Life 2 should 100%. Like these games are obviously hitting on nostalgia, but
They're the epitome of RPG.
yeah,
I mean,
even
they created things, the gravity gun. Like, there's just things in these
right,
games that
right.
have been created that can't be recreated.
No. And let's not skip out on the fact that like this is also not just a great FPS in that like you're hitting enemies with guns and stuff like that, but also the puzzles in these games, while like yeah, you don't need to be a mathematician or a physicist to figure it out, but they are like challenging and fresh when you play
Right.
them, and it's cool and it's a change of pace. I mean, this just checks every box for me. Obviously, everyone and their grandma looks at this game with, nothing but I don't know, man. I have nothing but love for these games. Like I have nothing bad to say. Like
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, they're great ass games.
I want to send them to the S tier.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, do you want to chime in? Do you think there's
I think Half-Life 2 should be S, and I think Half-Life 1
Okay, that's fair.
should be A. I don't know. I don't want to. I think Half-Life 1 just has issues with timing. I think story-wise, I don't know. Maybe they're both S.
I think Half-Life 2 for sure is an S. I can see where you're coming from with Half-Life 1. Uh, but yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay. And then Battlefield, I'm allowed
Ye-
on that.
Okay, here we go.
I'm not a Battlefield player. I've never played a Battlefield game.
All right, well, put on your cruise control because I'm gonna go through them. Battlefield
Okay.
1942. I did not play, and if I did, I don't remember. So
Alright,
obviously, it
not
didn't have
playing.
much of an impact. Battlefield Bad Company was so much fun, but it I think also had this factor that I hadn't gotten from Call of Duty, which was the large scale and feeling like this is more of a war situation and this is like such a vast map and vehicles and I just think it was I just feel like it was so fun and so cool that I'm gonna put it probably up to B because I'll say that I didn't play through the story. I only played multiplayer with friends,
Sure.
and I wouldn't put it any higher than that. Battlefield 3, I have no reason to rate that. Battlefield 4, I don't.
Is that not played?
Yeah, let's go not played because if I did play these games, it was at a friend's house like for maybe one session. So
Right. That's
Battlefield
yeah.
3, 4, and Hardline are all gonna go not played.
Mhm.
So I played Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5,
Okay.
and they're really pretty games, but it's just more Battlefield. And I think the one thing that I'm gonna give Battlefield 5 as far as like credit goes, and maybe pushing things a little further is when you play through the story, it gives you different story arcs. So in one, you're like, and this isn't really a spoiler, like if you look at the game or if you ever scan the menu, like it shows you, it tells you this, but like you're a French person with, you know, maybe who's doing covert intelligence in one. You're some British bad boy who got sent to the military in another. So you get to play through very different scenarios as very different people using very different tactics. And I thought
Right.
that was really cool. Uh,
That's cool.
and the games look great, you know, but again, they're just more Battlefield. So for me, I put Battlefield 1, I would say C tier, and
C?
Battlefield,
Yeah. Based on
yeah.
what you're saying, it's got to be C.
Battlefield 5, I'm inclined to put B tier because I really like the way they did the stories. So,
Okay.
hats off to
I'll follow you with that.
Battlefields. Now, Far Cry. Is this okay? This first one looks like it's supposed to be Far Cry 2's
Yep.
cover
No, the
art.
first one is Far Cry 2, isn't it?
I don't see the 2 in the thumbnail. Is it somewhere else on this list?
Yeah, you may. I think you're right.
But that looks like the cover art for 2.
Yeah, I think it's asking too much.
Okay, whatever. Let's say, I mean, we can call it whatever. Do you think this is Far? Actually, let me look this up just so we just rate the right thing. Far Cry
Yeah,
2.
sure. I think 4 is great story wise.
Oh, it's not. That is Far Cry 1. Okay. Did you play Far Cry 1?
No, I played 4 in Prime.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna put Far Cry and not played, Far Cry 3 and not played. Uh, did you, did you play Far Cry 5? I'm just trying to.
No, I
Or New
played 4 in
Dawn?
Prime.
Just 4 and 5 or 4 and Primal. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll talk about Blood Dragon after we talk about 4 and Primal.
Okay, and I don't think they're great games.
Okay.
I think they're almost the Drake Paul of gaming. You know,
Okay.
they're trying to get out of the audience what they think they deserve, even though they don't deserve it. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying?
Yeah.
Like they think they deserve a lot out of these Far Cry franchises,
Right.
but they're all shit. You know?
Yeah, I guess for me, when I played 4, I just felt like I'm playing. I think the things that they put into the game were just inherently not unique at all, considering the fact that, like, when you capture outposts, right? Like, that's already a thing in Assassin's Creed. Like, I'm not amazed that you're giving me more things to do. I'm not amazed that you have animals for me to hunt. I'm not. And frankly, the story, uh, oopsies. As far as the story goes, like I'm over it. Like you're not,
Yeah.
the narrative's not
Yeah.
pulling anyone in or bringing anyone back. That's all I have to say. And I think Far Cry 4 was not really great. And I didn't play Primal, um, but
It's hard to.
so what do you think about 4? For me, I'm inclined to put that D tier.
I agree. I mean, again, I don't have much Far Cry experience,
Okay, I didn't play
but
Primal.
yeah, Primal was. I mean, I think it was great. I don't know. I don't know much
So
about it.
you think D, based on
Yeah,
what you feel?
sure. Yeah,
So I'm gonna say for Far Cry Blood Dragon, this game is probably what I think other Far Cry games should be. It's short and it wasn't like really a full thing. I'm pretty sure this was like a tack on to 3 or 4. I can't remember now.
yeah.
But it was so goofy and was so or I think it was like 90s, and it was goofy because it wanted to be goofy and it didn't take itself overly serious. Gameplay was good. Gameplay again wasn't like something crazy or new, but it to me is just like it's it's a step in the right direction for what Far Cry could be successfully. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
So I'm gonna give it a C. Like I thought it was a cut above the rest because it didn't try and take itself too seriously or overdo these serious narrative details, you know? So
Yeah, I feel that.
what do we got next here? Call of Duty World War II. Did you play this?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I did, and I mean, what do you want me to say? It's Call of Duty World War II.
I was
They
gonna say
went
it sounds like
backwards. Gameplay was different. I mean, but not really. I want to give this a D, dude. I don't think that this was a great game.
sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm down to agree with you.
And then, so I just want to say right now, we're rounding an hour, and do you think we've gone through half the games or less?
It's been about half, yeah, because I've dropped a bunch down.
Okay, so do you think this is worth doing a two-parter, or should we keep pushing ahead? Do you think this is worth the
I
one
think I
marathon run?
think a two-parter.
All right,
Yeah, a two-parter will be good.
I agree because I think we're gonna come back real strong on a lot of the next titles.
Yeah, I have a lot of D's and S's to
Oh baby,
contribute.
yeah. See, I knew the rest of this list was gonna be a little bit more spicy.
Yeah, especially some of the things that people think are gonna be A's, but
Yep,
it's not gonna happen. I'm
yep.
not giving it to them.
All right. Well, that concludes the first half of the FPS tier list, and this is what we are at right now, ladies and germs. Time Splitters 2, the original Doom. I'm now wondering if that's Doom 2 or Doom 3. Anyways, Counter Strike Source,
Doom
Bioshock,
and Doom 2.
Doom 2, Counter Strike Source, Bioshock, and Half-Life 2.
That sounds like a solid S tier.
I agree.
I
I have
mean,
no regrets on these, and I have no reason to pull them back by any means. So there you have it, ladies and germs. The first Paycheck podcast complete. I really like the way this went. I really liked fleshing out and taking a trip down memory lane with some of these and
no,
having different
absolutely.
perspectives.
Yeah. Time Splitters, I feel like was a real. Like, I will not stop talking about Time Splitters if someone wants to talk about it. That
There
kind
you
of
go.
thing.
Curly's open to more time splitting conversation. I'll tell you what.
It's greatest, in my opinion, greatest SBS of all time.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, it's my hot take.
That's his hot take. You heard it here first, folks. Thank you all for tuning in to the Paycheck Podcast. Please join us at your next paycheck. Love you all. This has been your co-host, Gad.
Your boy Curly.
Y'all have a wonderful night, day, and life. Peace.